now on Facebook Live. Welcome everyone to Lunch with Sandra. Today we are doing a fabulous holiday topic, which is strengthening your intuition. And I love this topic, of course, because I notice that when I use my intuition in my life, that it goes a whole lot smoother. So to start with today, I wanted to show you my oil that I'm using. Beautiful. Love this scent. So we want to get you guys grounded. So take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, just release anything that might be coming up for you in the past. Get yourselves grounded. Imagine a column of light around you. Unplug everybody out of your energy fields. If you tend to give your power away to people, unplug it from your solar plexus. Okay. For your heart, your throat, if you have a hard time talking, your third eye, and your crown chakra, and put everybody in their own column of light. Okay, then take a deep breath up from the earth and down from heaven, and release anything that might be coming up for you in the future. Any worries or angst, because your intuition can't be strong when it's in the future. Okay, last breath. Take a deep breath in, up from the earth, down from heaven. Open, blend, and balance that in your heart centers. And put your tongue on the roof of your mouth to connect your governing and central meridians, and bring yourself to the complete present moment where you can be powerfully in tune. Okay, so last week we talked about what your spiritual gifts are, and I highly recommend watching that video and rewatching that video so that you can really get to know yourself. Let's talk about intuition and what intuition does for you and how you know that it's working for you, and how you know if what your intuition gifts are. So intuition is a spiritual knowing. It's a knowing about things without really knowing how you know. And that would be many of you, well, we've all had these experiences where we just had a gut feeling to do something that we weren't planning on doing, or turn here, or my daughter-in-law was just telling me about an incident with her mother where she heard a voice that said, "Stop." And she didn't stop because she thought that was odd, and then she kept going, and then she heard it again, "Stop," and she still didn't stop, and actually the car stopped. Her car stopped. So her spiritual team was intervening on a very big way because there was an accident right in front of her with a semi-truck. So that would be the gift of intuition. And being able to hear promptings, and it may sound like your own voice, and we talked about that last week, called clairaudient. So your intuition actually circumferences all of your spiritual gifts, all the clairs, the clair empath, the sentient, the clairvoyant, the clairaudient, cognizant. All of those clairs are included in being intuitive. So opening up your intuitive gifts is what we're going to talk about today. And how to open up those gifts, and how to use them, and how to know when you are using them. So imagine your intuition is like a muscle. Okay, it's just like a muscle anywhere else. It's your intuitive muscle, and it gets better the more you use it. So by acknowledging your intuitive muscle allows you to use it more. And what that means is, every time that you notice your intuition is working for you, or that you followed an intuitive hit, write that down. Keep a log, keep a journal. You know, I'm big about writing. So write down your times that you've used intuition and that it was really, really helpful for you. And this could have been, I had a client just message me, and she said that she had all these job interviews, and she felt like an hour before the interview that she should not go. And she went ahead and went anyway because she thought that it would be good for her to go. And she just said the interview did not turn out well and she'd already gotten the other job. But intuition is really fabulous to use in moments like that, even to check in and say, what's going on? I feel something that maybe I shouldn't do this or I should do that. Watch for those. Intuition is also thinking about someone and then they call you or they text you. Intuition is when you have knowing about something without knowing how you know that something. So be aware that your intuitive muscle is actually your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. Pituitary here, pineal in the center of your brain. And those are the two chakra centers that are really expanding as you use your intuition. So how do we expand, first of all, your third eye? Everybody just notice that you have a chakra center here. It's your sixth chakra and it's also called your third eye. And how you open it is by giving it attention, by acknowledging it. And we'll just do a little exercise right now where you give attention and imagine there's an eye right here that can see beyond the physical. And now we're just going to ask your third eye to open and to be aware. Okay, good. Now breathe into it. Breathe into that center, meaning imagine that center opening and imagine your third eye opening. Okay, good job. It's allowing your spiritual gifts to be there. The cool thing about intuition and your spiritual gifts is it's not something that you really have to go try hard to make happen. It's actually a process of releasing the blocks that are blocking you from it, because our natural state is intuitive, spiritually gifted beings on the planet. We all have that. We're all gifted. We all have intuition and we all have the capacity to use it at any moment. As long as, number one, you want to expand your intuition, first set that intention. I want to expand my intuition. Then, second of all, be aware that your thoughts are blocks. Your thoughts will block your intuition. So it's really interesting to pay attention to that, because your thoughts will say things like, oh, I just don't know. And realize that you're a very powerful creator. And if you make the statement, I just don't know, then it actually will block off that intuition. So you could say, what if I did know the answer? What if I did know which direction to take right now? What would that be? And that's a great technique. If I knew the answer right now, what would the answer be? And I've said in many of my videos, do automatic writing. When you can get your logic out of the way and just automatically write, it's really, really powerful. So, number one, get yourself grounded in your own energy field, because when you're scattered, it's very difficult to be intuitive. So imagine, grounding means imagine a cord going out the bottom of your feet and a column of light going all the way up to heaven and coming all the way down. Get yourself grounded in your own column of light. Do this whenever you go out. Do it every day, because we tend to get scattered. I tend to get scattered. How do you know you're not grounded? Symptoms of not being grounded: you walk into a room and you don't know why you walked into the room. You forget or misplace items. You have racing thoughts and you don't know why or how, or you don't know how you got somewhere after you've been driving. Those are all symptoms of being ungrounded. So obviously being right here in the present moment is very important for your intuitive gifts. Of course, when you're journeying, when you're doing meditation and doing journeying, then you're not being grounded. And that's a different scenario where you are intentionally journeying. So when you are in your wake state, be present. Okay, so what is your intuition, your spiritual gifts? Who has it? All of us. Why is it useful? I got to tell you a great story with this. So, was it Thomas Edison? Anyway, he said, you cannot solve a problem at the same level a problem was created. Now, so this is really valuable in corporate work, in your corporate world, in your work, in your day-to-day forces. Calm your brain down. Move slower. Because what's happening with us is we get so chaotic, we can't find the answers. And several years ago, my husband and I were flipping homes in the real estate market when the market tanked. And we owned 3 homes at the time, and nobody could get loans. So it was a really painful place for my husband, especially because he had never been out of work like that. I still had my private practice with coaching. So I was fine with the situation, and I had been through a lot of situations that when one door closes, I know another one's going to open. And I practice getting grounded and getting centered and trusting the universe, and things always work out. So my husband was a year and a half without income, and through that space, he went into a very dark place, as you can imagine, being 56 years old and going, what am I going to do for a living now? Am I going to go work for Home Depot? So what happened in this dark space is he could not use his creativity to move forward. He could not use his creativity then to find solutions. And what happened was about a year and a half later into this, he was in the shower one morning humming a tune, and he just was, how when you're in the shower and you let energy flow, that energy is what's giving you your intuition. And when you block your energy, you cannot access that intuition. And what blocks the energy is fear, worry, upset. So when you can be in the shower and just be in this relaxed place or in a hot tub, it really can open up your intuition. And what happened as he was humming a tune, he got out and asked me, what is this song that I'm humming? And I had remembered it from my childhood, The Impossible Dream by Andy Williams. And he got this look on his face because his first wife had passed away, and she said, when I die, play this song at my funeral. And this was like 27 years later, he gets this hit of inspiration or intuition, which is a song playing in his head. Pay attention to songs. They have messages. Music is a beautiful way to open the soul to your intuition, as long as it's positive, uplifting music that moves energy. And what happened is he said, I wonder why I'm humming that tune. And I said, well, of course, she's trying to give you a message. So we went and pulled up the lyrics to that song and listened in. And he said, what do you think she's trying to tell me? I don't get it. And one of the things that I'm good at doing is channeling or doing mediumship and being able to feel the presence of spirits. And so when I'm working with clients, it comes in handy to be able to be in tune and feel the other realms. And in that moment, I just asked his first wife, I said, Julie, what is the message that you want to give to Doug? And this overwhelming feeling came over me of gratitude and love and appreciation for him raising their 4 children on his own for 10 years. And it was this huge, overwhelming spiritual experience that he started crying because he felt so much gratitude from her, and I was crying. It was so strong, the feeling of gratitude and love and admiration, that it literally pulled him out of that bad place. And within 3 days, he woke up with, allowing his intuition to flow, he woke up with an idea. And most likely he had dreamt the idea and he woke up and drew it on paper. And he turned that product that he came up with into $1 million business. And it's still going strong today. It's called My Sack. It's a great story. It's a golf ball storage sack in the shape of a scrotum. You can message me if you'd like to see one for Christmas. And we have a whole line of scrotum sacks if you're interested in a funny gift. But the point of that story is he was in a very bad place for 1.5 years. And it took a spiritual experience to pull him out of it, because you cannot solve the problem at the same level the problem was created. So therefore, he had to be pulled out of a very dark, heavy, energetic place that was creating a lot of pain for him. And because of that, he could not go into problem-solving mode. So if you are looking for some solutions in your life right now and you feel blocks, like you can't get answers to your prayers, or you feel like you're stuck or your intuition is not open, be aware that fear and angst and pain and suffering all block your intuition. And so allowing yourself to slow down your life. Do you like how I said that? Slow down your life. Thanks, April. It is a funny product. So My Sack is the name of the company. I've got some responses. Slow down your thoughts. Slow down your life so that you can sit quietly and receive inspiration. And it's all around us. Inspiration is all around us. And if you're not feeling inspired, go out in nature. Even on this beautiful winter day, I mean, look how pretty it is out there. I showed you guys on Periscope earlier. We got snow last night, but it's beautiful. Go out and just sit in it. Become one with nature. I have a few watchers that are by the ocean. Go by the ocean. Become one. Breathe in the ocean. Breathe out the ocean. You actually get into a place of feeling this oneness with the elements around you, and that opens your intuition. Take the time to quiet your mind. You cannot find solutions, inspiration, intuition when your mind is so chaotic. And we need mental training. As children, we were born with this intuition wide open. And then as we got into our adult centers, into beta consciousness, more and more, it pulls us out of our intuitive hits and out of our spiritual gifts. So slow down your life, get back into quieting your thoughts. And mindfulness, 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 mindfulness. I will tell that to you over and over again in my videos. My technique that I use is called meditate on the go. That means be aware of what you're feeling and what you're thinking at all times. I do this with the emotional scale, 0 to 10, 10 being really high, 0 being at the lowest you've ever been, and 5 is right at the middle. Be aware where you're at on that emotional scale. If you drop in the lower 5 numbers, then you've got to track where my thoughts have been that are creating that. If you're in those lower 5 numbers most of your life, you're mostly in fear. You're mostly in anxiety. So be aware that you can emotionally control your emotions. You can manage them by being aware of them. Being aware of what's called your subjective unit of distress, which is if you're feeling angry, for example, then measure the level of anger, 0 to 100%. Don't make it bad or wrong. Allow yourself to feel the feeling and move it through your body. Move it through your body. It's amazing to me how much emotion we hold on to because we don't want to feel those emotions. Allow yourself to feel. That's where your intuition comes from. And move it out. Feel the sadness, feel the depression, feel the angst, feel the fear, and breathe it out. Know the thoughts that are creating those emotions and turn them around. So you're always going to be asking for a turnaround statement. Meaning, let's say Monday morning, oh, my job is hard. I feel overwhelmed. What am I going to do? Turn the thought around. Monday morning, it's a beautiful day. I have 24 hours in front of me to get my list done. We all have the ability to turn those thoughts around, but you can't turn them around if you're not aware of them. So know thyself, know your feelings, know your thoughts, turn them around, move into a flowing energy. Allow yourself to feel, breathe out the feelings, breathe out the emotions, and that puts you into your intuitive place. Allow yourself to feel those feelings. Know yourself, know your thoughts, know your emotions, and turn them around. And then get quiet. 10 minutes a day getting quiet. You guys can do this. 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of surrender. It's amazing what it will do for you in your life. 5 minutes, set your timer of just gratitude. Feel that. And now the surrendering part. 5 minutes of surrendering is taking any expectations or attachments that you have in life and surrender them. Give them back to God, the universe, whatever you want to call that. Surrender it. And as you do, what happens is this energy becomes so flowing around you that it allows your intuitive gifts to open. Okay, so to finish today, we're going to do a little exercise to open up your pineal gland and third eye. And the way that I do this is, first of all, giving it attention, having the desire to open your third eye, having the desire to open up your intuition. And I'm going to have you just go ahead and close your eyes right now. We're just going to do a body scan, just deep breathing, a mindfulness exercise where you go inside your body right now. And deep breath in and out. And really be mindful of what's going on inside your body right now. Do you have a stomach ache? Perhaps you have a headache. Is your heart beating fast? Pay attention to your body right now. It gives you messages all the time. Just notice it and listen to what it's communicating to you right now. Body scanning is really powerful for opening up your intuition. Okay, the next step, if we want to take you deeper into consciousness and open up that third eye, we're going to imagine going down a staircase. And as you go deeper and deeper, I'm going to have you imagine taking a step down stair number 10. And as we go down the stairs, roll your eyes in the back of your head. So it looks like this. 10, 9, 8. And keep going. 7, roll your eyes up. 6, roll your eyes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now with your eyes closed, being aware of your body, now we go on a journey. Imagine opening a door and walking out to this beautiful, extraordinary beach that belongs just to you. This beach is your secluded place. It's your safe place. It's where you can go anytime that you need to open up your intuitive gifts, to receive answers from your spiritual team, to connect with deceased loved ones or the ethereal realm. Practice going here. Smell the ocean. Hear the ocean. Hear the seagulls. Stand in the pool of water and just let it wash away, that salt water, wash away any negativity. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And then with the next wave in, feel that energy of that wave. Fill your soul with love, inspiration, and your intuitive gifts. And then come back off the beach. Notice the perfect temperature. Notice any message that you need to receive while you're here on your beach. Let that come to you now. Good job. All right, now walk back to your door, open your door, and let's go back up the staircase, back into the present moment, up stair number 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back into the present moment, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Allow yourself to be in the present moment, back into your body. Come back into this moment. When you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, we're going to answer some questions. There's some questions coming through on the Periscope. So I'll wait till everybody gets back into being present. Use this imagery all the time. Use it before you fall asleep. Use it as you're waking up in the morning. While you're on your beach, ask for your spiritual team to show up for you and to talk to you and to give you inspiration, to give you ideas, to give you direction in your life. I promise, as you learn to live from an intuitive place, your life will go so much smoother. You will save yourself a lot of heartache, a lot of time, and a lot of money by following your intuition and being open to receiving those intuitive hits. Okay, so we had a question that says, what if I can't unplug from someone? Great question, April. Thanks for the question. And what that means basically is we have these attachments to people and expectations of people in our lives that we want them to be in our life, or we want them to be a certain way in our life, and we cannot control other people. So unplugging from people in your life, like we did in the beginning of the video. So I'm going to have you get present, go within your body, and just see the person that's plugged into you. If you were very sexual with this person, then they could be plugged into your sacral chakra. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So you take your body and you do this scan, and you go up your body, and you just notice where you feel that stuck energy. So if it's your sacral chakra, you would unplug that person and plug them into their column of light. You would say, I release you on your journey as I go on mine. Now, understand that you plug back into people often. If somebody's hurting your feelings, unplug them from your heart center and plug them into their column of light. Being aware that you attach to people when you have certain expectations of them, and surrendering them to source. Keep surrendering. Keep practicing that exercise of surrendering every day. I release you on your journey as I go on mine. I actually like to blow them out. Now, guided imagery is really powerful. Sometimes if you're having a really hard time disconnecting from someone, I'll see them board an airplane, wrap them in purple light, get on board with the airplane, and take off. That's really helpful to surrender. Also, the imagery that you can see, for me, I put my children on the altar and gave them back to God. When you feel attached to something, surrender it to source. Okay, another question. How do you know if a message is from ego or your higher self? Great question. I love this question. This is a whole nother video, and we will do this video, but remind me to come back to this and I'm gonna make a note, do an ego video. Okay, so ego comes from a place of fear, and intuition comes from a place of love. And the ego is looking for an end result. The ego says, I need you to need me. I need you to love me. I need you to appreciate me. I need something out of you. So I'm going to people please because I need you to do something for me. That's the ego. Anytime you need anything from anyone, you are ego attaching to someone. Okay? When you're coming from intuition and spirit, it's about love. You're able to love that person without having the expectation that they have to be a certain way. Receiving bits of information, whether it's ego or your intuitive hits, an ego hit would say, you need to call someone so that you can get accolades from them. Your intuition would say, check in on so-and-so. Now, it's interesting because you could have an intuitive hit and then go, wait, I just turned it into ego because I turned this phone call into something that I want to gain out of the phone call. I want this person to give me something. So pay attention about your come from, if you're coming from a place of love or if you're coming from a place of ego, fear-based, or attachment that you want an end result. Okay, guys, it looks like that we have a wrap. Go back and watch the video from the beginning if you just joined us. It's a beautiful message about intuition. Know that you all are intuitively gifted. Every single one of us on the planet are intuitively gifted. Practice quieting your mind every day. 5 minutes of gratitude, 5 minutes of surrender. Use your intuition. For example, when your phone rings, think, who's calling me right now? And start practice with your intuitive gifts. When you're standing in front of an elevator, there's like 4 elevator doors. Practice going to the one that you think is going to open. Little simple exercises like that can enhance your intuition. Play with it. Have fun with it. You guys have a very happy holiday week. This Saturday, I'm doing the training here in Bountiful, Utah. Receive your spiritual gifts. Come and play. It's all about opening intuition and giving and receiving readings and being able to receive hits and know that they're intuitive, and opening your third eye, your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. And then also in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon, on December 17th this month. So thank you all so much for joining. Feel free to message me any questions I can address for you. I love you all. Namaste. Happy intuiting. Enjoy your spiritual gifts. Bye-bye.